everybody, Ellie here from Fertilizer, sitting in front of my spring front porch planter. It's doing okay, but as you can see, some of the plants that are in there are not loving the temperatures, the warmer weather and sunshine. It's a little gray today, so it's a good day for planting. So then my plants won't be shocked when I switch them to their new environment. So I'm gonna start by cleaning out these old spring plants and get ready to switch over to my new summer ones that I just picked out at the greenhouse. I'm going with a different color scheme this year, some new plants. So I will do a quick show and tell of getting that switched over, and then we'll get into maybe some more tips on watering and fertilizing, because I do know there kind of is some unknown understanding about that. So let's see if we can destigmatize that. So come on. This is my haul of plants we picked out from the greenhouse. Going with a red, white, and green theme. And as you can see, I have some project managers here that are gonna make sure it looks good. So let's get the old pots cleared out of the spring stuff and switched over to these pretty fresh summer ones. And now that my planters are all potted up, they're in their new home, it's time to talk watering and fertilizing. On days like today, where you can see it's a little overcast, it's a little bit cooler, you probably don't need to water your plants unless it's hot. If it's really hot outside, just think of when you're outside for a short period of time, you need a drink of water. So just think of your plants similarly. If it's really hot, really sunny, definitely water them at least once a day. If it's one of those crazy days where it's like 100 degrees, you may need to water twice. But just to test to see if you do need to water, just in case you're a little unsure, what you can do is you can stick your finger like right in the soil. So stick your finger about like a knuckle deep into the soil and feel if it's damp or not. If it is damp, they do not need water. If it's a little dry, they do need water. So that's a kind of a good rule of thumb, but especially when you're transplanting or making new planters, it's good to give them a nice drink of water to get them acclimated to the pot and the place you have them located. So again, even though it's a little bit cloudy and a little bit cooler today, and I just picked them up from the greenhouse and they're still a little damp when I was taking them out of the pots, we still want to give them just a nice light drink of water so that they can get a little bit of nourishment, a little bit of hydration as they get settled into the new soil and the new planter that they're in as they get ready to grow. And last but not least, fertilizing. These plants that grow up in the greenhouse that you pick out to take home are watered with a special fertilizer water every day, so that's what helps them to grow so big and beautiful. But when they get to your house, they likely won't have that daily access to the fertilizer water. So a good way to fertilize your plants and to help keep them growing and blooming all season long is to add fertilizer. I think about once a week is a good indicator, a good time frame, unless the plants are specifically needing more or a specific variety. In that case, you can come in and ask our staff or send us an email at info@Fertilizer, and then we can help answer those questions as well. But usually at least once a week to help them staying blooming and vibrant and colorful, it's good to give them a fertilizing boost. If you don't fertilize them, that's fine. You just may not see as prolific growth and beauty in your planters. And one more thing, if you decide, okay, I need to fertilize, but then you're like, how on earth am I supposed to remember to do this once a week? Pick a day, like Fertilizer Friday. They both start with F. It's a good reminder. Or whenever it works in your schedule, and then you can just remember once a week on Fertilizer Friday, fertilize my plants. And when you do fertilize them, you might find that some of those plants start to really grow, really get big. It really is to help encourage consistent and continuous blooming. If you are noticing that some are kind of crowding, they're getting a little too big for their britches, you can always trim them back, and then that will help to encourage new growth as well. So there you have it. Planters are switched from spring to summer. We have our watering and our fertilizing tips. And by following those things and picking out your plants from Coots Ears, you'll be able to have success and beauty in your pretty garden all season long.